Hello and welcome back to my channel, Mend with Mare. Okay, well, I'm going to be doing Ariana Grande today. I don't know her music very well. Going to be doing the song Ghostin'. Now, this song was recommended to me by one of my subscribers. She sent me a message, a really long message on Instagram, and I have a really hard time checking messages, but that day I happened to see it and I read through it and I felt like it was such a complex situation. She was explaining to me that Ariana Grande used to date Mac Miller, who I know Mac Miller. I am a little bit of a fan. I know some of his music. I know that he's from Pittsburgh, which is only 2 hours from my hometown. So I'm like, oh yes, somebody from around my area. Mac Miller dealt with a lot of addiction issues, and I know that it was an issue within their relationship. And then they broke up, and then she started dating Pete Davidson. They got engaged very quickly. She was saying that he was the love of her life and all of these things. And then 2 months after she announced her engagement, Mac unfortunately died from an overdose. And I guess this song is about her realizing that Mac was actually the love of her life, but she's with Pete Davidson. I can't even imagine what that would be like, to be mourning someone while you're in a new relationship where you're engaged and then the person has died. I mean, it's complex, and it's what so many people know, especially people who have loved an addict, which, you know, I talk a lot about. She shared with me the tweet that Ariana shared, and it's the only time she's talked about this song. I'm going to read it really quick. It says, somebody said, like, what's this song about? And she says, feeling badly for the person you're with because you love somebody else. Feeling badly because he can tell he can't compare, and how I should be ghosting him. How she shouldn't be with, I guess, Pete anymore. And I know that they ultimately broke up because she is in love with somebody else, but she's in love with somebody else who is no longer here. When I hear ghost, it also makes me think of the fact that, like, maybe Mac, you know, is a ghost, that he still comes around her. So I think the addiction piece, the complexity of being with somebody and then realizing you're in love with somebody else, but the person that you're in love with is no longer alive. It's just fascinating. So I wanted to hear this song. So let's just get right on into it.
I know you hear me when I cry. I try to hold it in the night while you're sleeping next to me, but it's your arms that I need this time. Look at the cars that we run down. If you were anybody else, probably wouldn't last the day. Every tear's a rain parade from hell. Baby, you're too.
So I think that in there she's acknowledging that Pete has been really supportive and understanding through this. I know that Pete lost his dad in 9/11, and so he's very aware of the experience of losing somebody that you love. So it sounds like he's being very supportive of her in this, saying, like, look at the cards that we've been dealt. And if you were anybody else, like, it wouldn't last a day. They wouldn't be able to handle these constant tears that of hell, because when you lose somebody that you love in that tragic way, or any way really, it's painful.
From hell. Baby, you do it so well. You've been so understanding, you've been so good, and I'm putting you through more than one ever should. And I'm hating myself cause you don't want to admit that it hurts you.
Oh, okay, she's being, whoa. That's horrible when you know you're putting your partner through so much. She's crying for her ex-boyfriend. So as much as Pete understands death and understands losing somebody that you love, he's a new person in her life. So the fact that he's been so good, but that he won't admit that it hurts him to likely see her cry. How could it not? He's human. So to see her cry over her ex, it's, you know, it's a more complex type of death whenever it's your ex and it's not just a friend, you know. It's like she loved him.
I know that it breaks your heart when I cry again.
know if I understand this correctly, but she's saying that he wishes that she would just, she's like, I'm crying over him when I should just be ghosting him. Is she meaning ghosting in the sense that, like, forgetting about him? Okay.
I know that it breaks your heart when I cry again over him. I know that it breaks your heart when I cry again. Instead of ghosting him, we'll get through this, we'll get past this. I'm a girl with a whole lot of baggage, but I love.
Sad because I know that they didn't get through it. They didn't get past that. I mean, how do you? And I think that this song is her trying to reassure him. It makes me so sad because I also feel like I'm a girl with a lot of baggage, and you almost feel like you're too much for a person, like you're too much for another person to handle, and that's not true, because with the right person it is okay. But God, this is painful. I feel it rising. I want to cry.
Baggage, but I love you. We'll get past this. I'm a girl with a whole lot of baggage, yeah. Though I wish he were here instead. Don't want that living in your head. He just comes to visit me when I'm dreaming every now and then.
Y'all. Why? This is breaking my heart. Because she's been through so much. I mean, and also with having a shooting at her concert. I mean, this woman, like, she needs a break. She needs a break from all the pain in her life. I wish her no more of this. She's it's as if she's had like too much to bear in her life. Ugh.
And after all that we've been through, there's so much to look forward to. What was done and what was said, leave it all here in this bed with you. Baby, you do it so well. You've been so understanding, you've been so good, and I'm putting you through more than one ever should. And I'm hating myself 'cause you don't want to. And if it hurts you, baby, I know that it breaks your heart when I cry again over him. I know that it breaks your heart when I cry again. Instead of ghosting him, we'll get through this, we'll get past this. I'm a girl with a whole lot of baggage, but I love you. Past this, girl.
I hate I have that line when she says that, like, she's putting him through more than he ever should be put through. But it's not by choice, you know? Like, the cards they've been dealt are really hard cards. I mean, I don't know how you do come through a situation like that. So tough. It was so awful. Yeah. Like, the stages of grief, there's 5 of them, but they're on a spectrum, and they're one that you can, like, go back and forth through, you know? Like, you can suddenly be in the bargaining stage, but then jump back to, you know, the stage of denial. And I think that sticking by somebody while they're going through all that, and then remembering all the things that they loved about the person, and that they might still be in love with them even though they're not alive, and you love her. I mean, it's so complex and it's so brutal. I really do hope that she has found love and happiness and joy. She's been put through a lot. And since I am more familiar with Mac Miller than I am with Ariana, but I do remember how cute they were in this one little performance. I'm going to see if I can add it without it getting pulled down because of copyright. But I remember just seeing their interaction and being like, oh, they, like, really do love each other. Like, that's just, it's not like a stage relationship or anything. Like, they really did care about each other. And yeah, that's just it's painful. I feel that's so bad. All right. I hope you enjoyed this one. Take care.